Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sanford Kahn, business author speaker. Welcome to this YouTube video entitled The Exact Date America's Economic Decline Began and How to Fix it, or at least how to start fixing it. If you get something from this video, and I hope you do, appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. Hit the like symbol, that's the thumbs up, and definitely leave a comment, okay? So let's get on to it. I don't like long videos, although I have a feeling this may be longer than usual. So what's the exact date America's economic decline began? The exact date. Here it is, August 15, 1971. August 15, 1971. Remember that date, August 15, 1971. Why is that date important? That's the date that President Richard Nixon severed, that's a good word to use, severed the last link the American dollar had to gold. He severed it. In other words, he closed the gold window. Foreigners, namely foreign central bankers, could not redeem their dollars that they've accumulated for gold. Before that, they could. Now you might say, well, that was evil of him. That was bad of him. Well, you could blame Nixon for a lot of things, but this isn't one of them. Actually, it was his predecessor, President Johnson, better known as LBJ, that really led to Nixon closing the gold window. President Johnson did what no other society could do going back in history, hundreds and hundreds of years, could do without depreciating their currency. That is simultaneously having guns, defense expenditures, fighting a war, and increasing social expenditures. During the Johnson administration, he was fighting the Vietnam War, which dragged on for years. And then he also instituted, at the same time, the Great Society programs. Maybe some of you will remember that. Most of you watching this video probably weren't even born then. But that's how it was. He had the expansive expenditures for defense to fight the war, and then increasing expenditures for the Great Society. So what happened? He flooded the world with dollars, and foreign central bankers, started to redeem the dollars for gold because they were losing confidence in our ability to manage our currency. So Nixon had to close the gold window. So the dollar, let me get a dollar here, okay? This thing, the dollar, became a fiat currency, F-I-A-T, a fiat currency, which means it's backed by the full credit and faith of American politicians. That's it. And that's kind of scary. When this was severed from gold, August 15, 1971, politicians of both political parties, not one, but both political parties, were free to go ahead and spend money like a drunken sailor and don't have to worry about it. There were no restraints. They could just print the money, borrow it, print it, and go ahead and spend it. And so you come up with where we are today. In an economic expansion, we're still expanding, not vigorously, but still expanding. We're having a budget deficit of $2 trillion and probably increasing from there in an economic expansion. So what happens when the economy declines in a recession? Nothing goes up forever. Nothing goes up forever. And that includes economic growth. The pendulum swings both ways. What's going to happen to the budget deficit? It'll swell. Usually they double. So you're talking about $4 trillion. Who's going to lend us the money? Foreigners can only absorb so much of our government debt before they begin to lose confidence in our ability to manage our financial affairs. And they already are starting to lose confidence. This is what happens when you have a fiat currency. You become irresponsible. There's no restraints. You're not tied to the earth by a commodity, which in this case was gold for most of our history. There's no restraint. So things go crazy. Both parties will spend like I said, like wanton sailors with no restraint. So how to fix it? The first roadmap, or how should I say, the first thing you have to do is go back and have the dollar linked to the earth, tied to the earth by a commodity standard. It could be gold. It could be linked to gold at a certain price or to a basket of commodities, but gold and silver should be in that basket. You could also have oil and maybe some other commodities. But if you want to keep it simple, like 5,000 years of history has shown, that the way to restrain governments, their expenditures, and put discipline on politicians is to tie the currency, in this case the dollar, to the earth, link it to the earth by gold. Okay? That's the first thing you have to do to fix it. If you don't do that, no matter what you do, it won't work. You have to ground your currency to the earth by gold or a basket of commodities. And then the Federal Reserve, the central bank, would be charged with keeping that currency, that commodity standard, within certain price limits by either expanding the currency or subtracting the currency. That's it. That's how you do it. It's so simple. That'll induce discipline because politicians will not do it. Either party will not do it. It's easier, what's the old saying about electrons in a circuit? They take the path of least resistance. Politicians will always, when you have a fiat currency, which we have now, will always take the path of least resistance by spending money. It's easier to do. But you only could go so far in this game, and we're probably at the end right now. So to fix it, we have to tie the currency back to a commodity standard, and 5,000 years of history has proven the best one is gold. It may sound barbaric, but it works. Well, I spoke long enough. I really don't like long videos. Appreciate it, like I said before. If you got something from this video, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like symbol, thumbs up, and leave your comments. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again. Prosper, my friends, prosper.